Okay, here we go. The watch list video for Friday. I cannot believe it's Friday already, July 21st. You see the SPY basically at all-time highs again. A couple of screenshots to show you before I get started. This one is remember today was my account reset. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. If you didn't watch the video last night, then you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But this was my day that I took my account back down to 30,000 like I do at the beginning of every year. I just withdrew everything to take the right amount, I should say, to take me down to 30,000. And this is my first day. I wrote a blog a while back about if you're starting to trade terribly, that you need to kind of recenter yourself and you need to forget about the balance you had yesterday. This is after a bad day, right? Forget about the balance you had, and the next day has to be your new starting line. You can't worry about what balance, because if you try to get back to a balance that you had after a big nasty day, if you try to get back to that right away, you're not going to trade right, okay? So you literally have to, in your mind, start fresh. And to help myself start fresh, I reset my account back to 30,000, took everything else out. And I did that on purpose, not to punish myself, but to recenter myself and give myself very little cushion on the downside. So I don't have enough room to let myself screw up, and that's when I trade best. All right. So my new equity curve starts on July 20th. So this is just today, right? And as I just showed you, I had 7 trades, 7 winners today, and each dot and remember, this is trade numbers, right? This isn't the date. So all these were just today. That's the way TradeStation does it. So each green dot shows a new high for my account. Now, I'm not copping out. You know, people are going to say, well, I want to see your old equity curve. You can't just start fresh because you had some bad days. I have no problem sliding that over here and showing it to you, okay? So I started with 30,000 and January 1st. I took this to well over 100,000 in case I don't show the numbers on here, but took this to well over 100,000 actually right here. After the drawdown, I was still over 100,000, okay? Took it down to 30, and I'm starting over. It's my new starting line. I just want to explain that, okay? So I want everybody to understand my new equity curve is like my new starting day, but my old equity curve is still right there. Anytime anybody wants to see it, you can email me. This is what it looked like, and I'll have to. And this is from January 1st till now. But the one I'm going to start showing is going to be from July 20th, because this is my account reset, and I've already given you the reason, so I'll quit talking about it. But anyway, the watch list for tomorrow, TEUM. So we had this big spike, and then it chopped and then tanked, and then today it was a gap play, morning gap play. It was very interesting, but it didn't give any kind of trade set up today. It did curl up here at the end, but I don't know. It's you always want to say who's in charge, Bulls or Bears, and this is a tough one. And technically, just at first glance, I'd say the Bears are, right? Because you had a nice pop, then you had the gap up, and they just got slapped, and then the gap up today also got slapped. This did give a good pre-market opportunity today, but that doesn't matter. So I don't know. I want to watch it because let's switch to 15s. Okay, so there you can see the big move, the gap up, the push down, and we're kind of close to the center of the range, maybe a little bit below the center of the range from the low to the high. I do think it's worth watching. They've had a lot of good news lately, but it is a little bit of a weird chart. All right, so anyway, it lands on the watch list. MBOT, nice extra volume spike today. I'm going to zoom in a little bit now. Former high flyer, right? Huge move back here. Some nice follow-up moves here and there every once in a while. And then today got nice volume, closing at its highs. Went from $1.08 to $1.34. If I switch to 15-minute candles, going back, I don't know, 10 days or so, you can kind of see the strength of today's move. So I'm going to watch that for a follow-through day tomorrow. ESES, nice little breakout of a range today. Just goes on watch for a red to green, something like that tomorrow. KTOV, this is a little obscure, but after this huge pop, then you had the gap down, a little island down here. Then it's trying to break out of that, and then today closes strong. I really don't know what to do with it, but I think it's probably put in its lows, so maybe this thing is going to make a run to $2 tomorrow. It doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart, so I will. XGTI, let's zoom in a little bit. Gapped up yesterday, closed red, gapped down today, and almost engulfed yesterday's trading. this is a tough trader, but it's getting to the point where it might break free to the upside one of these days. It's really finding some buyers lately, so it goes on the watch list. CAPR, nice pop, was on watch today. Put an inside day yesterday, and then on watch today. I'll show you what kind of called a Tokyo in it right in here, and it just didn't follow through very much. I still made a few $100 on that pop, but it just didn't follow through. But I still like the daily chart. So you have the pop, lower high again, but a green close today. It's a good long setup for tomorrow. MBRX after the gap up, 2 days lower than another lower day today. Well, here's the gap up, closed red, the next day red, then today kind of turned and closed right around where it opened. Maybe a move to 2, and if it can get through 2, maybe a big pop tomorrow. So I want to watch that one for potential bounce. SNGX, nice chart here. You had the pop, 2 days lower, and then today I kept telling everybody this daily looks pretty if it closes strong, and it did. I think I called it in chat at 75, right? And it just did next to nothing. It ended up getting through 90 by the end of the day. But I definitely want to watch this one tomorrow. If it can get through today's high over 92, you could expect it to maybe just rip right through 3, and then anything's possible. Could squeeze. So I want to watch that one. APHB keeps getting these spikes. Keeps getting these. Let me zoom in a little bit. Keeps getting these spikes to $1.10. It hit $1.09 here, $1.10 yesterday, $1.10 again today. I'm going to pan out now. Let's go to 5-minute candles. You can kind of see the volume coming in as it got near 110 again. I don't have any call on this other than 111, and hopefully it doesn't have to come very far. Meaning, I don't want it to, like today, it came from 97 cents to $1.10. I'm not going to take the $1.10 break when it's been running, you know, a good 10% move just to get there. So keep that in mind. But if we can get any kind of like sideways move tomorrow between $1.05 and $1.10, I will be all over that $1.10 break. So it's a handsome chart, but it's been acting kind of weird lately. PIXY was on bounce watch for today. Goes back on bounce watch tomorrow. I'd actually like to see it hit all-time lows, which is $6.30. I'd like to see it flush below that, and then I'd be looking for a reversal. It's a relatively new issue, as you can see, that is certainly overdue for a bounce. I think that's all I have. In case you're wondering, I made almost $1,000 today. I made $912.76. And hoping to just keep my rebound going by playing extremely defensive. I didn't touch any sub-dollar stocks today. I think that's part of what's been messing up my trading, and it's time to put a 9-volt battery in the smoke detector in my office. Sorry, so I'm going to wrap this up. See everybody tomorrow. Have a good night. Oh, no, wait, one more thing. We've got a webinar coming out. All right, there's the graphic. It'd be Thursday, a week from today, July 27th. So if you get my emails, I will have a link in that tonight, how to register. If not, check out social media. Wayne will be tweeting it, I'll be tweeting it, and there'll be a link to register there. Obviously, it's free. Webinars are always free. And the topic, so you want to day trade for a living, and you can read it right there. So we're going to talk about where to get started, and I'm going to tell you my story. Many of you know it, many of you don't, but I think my story might inspire some people because I have a very unusual story on how I started day trading. And when you hear it, if you don't already know it, I think you're going to realize that as long as you have resolve and you understand the rewards involved in becoming a professional day trader and you resolve to get there, pretty much anybody can do it. So again, I think I kind of have a cool story, and I hope it inspires some people. So please try to show up Thursday. If not, it'll be recorded, and you can email us, or we'll be tweeting the links to the recording probably by next weekend after the webinar on Thursday. So anyway, all right, I'm done babbling. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a good night.